Hey, just a quick emotional talk about letting go. I was thinking about an experience that I had recently where I reached out to a friend and I didn't really get any response. And how that made me feel. So letting go. I find that we have a hard time letting go of things because we take it as a reflection of our self-worth, our value. And we do it a lot in relationships where we feel unseen and unheard. We tend to get angry, blame the world, blame the person. But honestly, it's just we feel unseen and unheard. And it creates this emotional turbulence within us. But the reason why I reached out to that person was because I was testing a theory about energy. It's not really a theory, it's pretty obvious when you think about it. But you can usually test your connections with people by checking in every now and again. And how that works is like you message your friend and you be like, hey, how's it going? And you can test a connection by how they respond to you. If it's full of chatter, if it's a flowy conversation, then the energy is aligned and then you can probably hang out, develop that bond and stuff. Sometimes though, you might get like one word answers or you might not get a response at all. And those are the connections where you have to be like, is this person fit for my life right now? And I did that recently. I reached out and I was like, hey, how's it going? And I asked a few questions and I got no response. And then I was like, okay, this connection is not resonating with me and where I am right now. So I'm going to let this one go. But how our mind works is that we may think it's simple, but our egos feel threatened when we're not acknowledged and we feel unseen. So I felt that disturbance this morning. I'm just gonna put some coffee in my hopper right now. Grams in. I felt that disturbance this morning and I was like, ooh, I felt some pain, I felt some sadness. And I was like, I have to process this. And usually I don't process talking out loud. I might mentally go through it. But I was like, I'll talk about this out loud and see how it goes. Hence why I'm making a video. Usually when people don't respond to you, it's usually not of like they don't think you're not good enough. That's what we think. But they're usually thinking about their own life, their own circumstances, and how things are playing out for them. And they might not even register your energy properly. Not to say that there aren't some people who are narcissistic and will be like, oh, you're not up to my standards and I don't want to talk to you. There are some people like that. But generally, it's like, okay, I'm not feeling to talk to this person right now. I have my own thing. Or it's like, you have a situation I don't like. I don't really want to talk to you. So there are various things that goes into like what make people distance themselves or not respond to you. But we internalize those things as something is wrong with us. And that causes us to be more irrational with our thinking and our compassion to ourselves. And we go about feeling like we're not worthy of anything and that the world is here to hurt us and no one's going to love us, etc. And it happens even if you're in a relationship, even if you're married. If someone in the world that you thought was a cool person rejected you, you're going to feel those feelings of inadequacy. I'm grinding my call. I guess I'm just talking to myself and putting things into perspective. That my self-worth is not defined by who is my friend, who is not my friend, who accepts me, who doesn't accept me. You're already worthy. Like that's inherent. I'm already worthy. The moment you were brought into this world, you were given the gift of life. You're inherently worthy. And going back to the original experiment that I was doing, where I was testing energies, I really wanted to separate my emotional feelings towards it, but I realized I can't, and that's okay. I just wanted to test an energy and be like, hey, is this energy resonating? Is it compatible? Turns out it wasn't. And then I was like, why do I feel bad? Because I'm human. I have an ego. It wants validation. But the whole concept of testing energies was to just depersonalize the experience a bit, and it did help. It really did help to put it into perspective that this person's resonance, this person's energy is not aligned with mine. And that's okay. And I prefer it that way, actually. I prefer to have experiences where I can see if the energy is aligned or not, rather than ambiguous experiences. I don't really like things to be up in the wind all the time. I don't know like where I am with this person, where I am with that person. It's draining on your energy. So I'll keep doing that. I'll keep going out. I'll keep testing. I'll keep talking to people and seeing if there's a resonant feedback. And if there's not, then I'll let that one go. And maybe they'll come back, maybe they won't. But understand that life is all about energy. And sometimes that person's like experience in life and their bubble that they're currently in might not align with yours. And that's okay. It doesn't reflect negatively on you. Just let them go, and you'll find someone else who resonates deeply with you. And we like to put this thing like, oh, it won't be as good as this person or that person. We like to put people in little boxes of who's best, who's not. When the connection is right, I don't care if that person was your ideal. The connection you have with the person who's right for you, it'll feel so much better than if you went with someone who you thought was great or impressive. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm gonna make my coffee and have a great morning.